Your desire is to speak English fluently, but sometimes it gets a bit frustrating because you don't know what to do. Well, this lesson is for you, my friend, because in this lesson, I'm going to teach you 9 daily practices. That's right, 9 that you can start doing right now to improve your English fluency. Are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. The first daily practice, and I want you to pay close attention, is to describe something in your home. You heard me right. Describe something in your home. Literally, look around your house, look around your apartment, wherever you live right now, and I want you to pick something each day. This is a daily practice, and you're going to try to describe that thing. You might choose a fan, you might choose your toothbrush. Whatever you choose, your goal is to describe that thing. You can set a timer on your phone to see how long you can describe that thing. Now, the question you're probably asking is, Laura, why is this such an important daily practice? Here's the very first reason why this is so important, and you must do it on a daily basis. The first reason is this. This will enhance your vocabulary related to everyday objects. Think about it. As you start off, let's say you pick up your toothbrush and you want to describe it, but all of a sudden, only words from your native tongue, only words from your mother language are coming to mind. So, you'll naturally go to your phone, you'll go to your computer, you'll go to your tablet or your dictionary to try to find out the word in English again. This will enhance your vocabulary. Yes, it's a simple item, but in order to speak about it, you need to use various vocabulary words. Here's the second reason why this is such an important daily practice. This will boost your confidence in speaking about familiar topics. I have worked with thousands upon thousands of English learners, and many times the issue is confidence. The person feels like, I'm not good enough, or the person feels like, I don't know enough. Well, when you do this on a daily basis, as you walk around your home, you'll realize, oh, I can describe that. Oh, I can talk about that. And all of a sudden, your shoulders will go back a bit. You'll start smiling a bit because you'll realize your English fluency is improving. And the third reason why this is so important is it improves your ability to describe details and specifics. You're giving details about objects that seem so simple, but English fluency is all about being able to express yourself about simple things and complex things. So, the first daily practice is, once again, describe something in your home. Now, these daily practices are going to be simple to implement, but, woo baby, they are powerful, and they will affect your English fluency so much. So, let's move on now to the second daily practice. Here's the second daily practice. Describe someone you know. That's right. Are you noticing that we're using things that are related to you, things in your home, people you know? Again, the second daily practice is describe someone you know. I want you to think about your favorite person in the world, your best friend, your mom, your dad, your sibling, whoever that might be, your spouse. Describe that person. Talk about them. Maybe it's your children. Whoever you want to describe, this is a daily practice. Today, my mom. Tomorrow, my boyfriend. The next day, my dad. Continuing on, each day describing a different person. Now, why is this daily practice so important and so powerful? Here we go. I want us to look at the reasons why this is so powerful. The first reason is this. It develops your vocabulary and phrases related to people and relationships. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. English fluency is all about your ability to express yourself about simple things and complex things. So, when you try to describe your family member or your friend, all of a sudden, all these ideas come into your mind, right? Because you enjoy spending time with that individual you're describing on that day. But now you want to figure out, wait a minute, how do I describe how this person makes me feel? That will inevitably lead you to learning new vocabulary and new phrases. What about this second reason right here? It encourages you to use descriptive language and adjectives. Remember, we are trying to help you, my friend, speak English more fluently. So when you spend time trying to describe someone you know, you'll figure out new ways of describing them. You'll figure out how to use all this English that you have in your database to describe this individual. Again, a daily practice. And what about this reason right here? It helps you practice sentence structure and grammar. You're probably saying, Lara, I thought you didn't talk about grammar. Grammar! Oh, my friend, listen, I don't teach you grammar in a direct way. However, I can give you methods, tips, tricks, and techniques that will help your grammar improve, just like this one. So again, the second daily practice, describing someone you know, it actually will help you practice sentence structure and grammar. Your desire is to really put into words how this person makes you feel, the time that you spend with them. Again, the second daily practice is describe someone you know. Listen, I know that there are times when you feel alone. You feel like it's hard to improve your English fluency because you don't live in an English-speaking country, or you don't have English-speaking friends. The list goes on. These daily practices, even if you're not surrounded by people who speak English, will still help you. So, daily practice number 2, describe someone you know. Here is the third daily practice. I want you to tell a story about something that happened the day before. Very important. Something that happened the day before. Now, you know at the end of every lesson, or maybe you don't, if it's your first time here. At the end of every lesson, I tell a story for story time. Hey, I said, it's story time. So at the end of every lesson, I tell you a story, right? You get to know me more. You get to understand my life a bit more. I want you to start doing this on a daily basis. Man, this is going to improve your English fluency so much. So here's again. Tell a story about something that happened the day before. Why is it so important for you to tell a story about something that happened the day before? Because it's something that you experienced. It's still in your mind. You're not making up a story. It allows you to review your day, the day before, right? And remember those things that happened. This is going to really transform your English fluency. Here are the 3 main reasons why this is so important. The first reason is it strengthens your narrative skills and past tense usage. Again, the grammar piece is coming in, right? This will help you improve your grammar, speaking about the past tense, and also your narrative skills. In other words, helping you learn how to tell a story. I remember very clearly being in South Korea, and I had many students. I had students that were at the intermediate, and also the advanced level, extremely intelligent. They understood English, they knew lots of words and lots of phrases, but sometimes, when I would ask them a question, I would require them to tell me a story, and they would stop. They didn't know how to put things together to make a story. Now, I taught them over time how to do this, but this is why this daily practice is so important. You have to work on your narrative skills. English fluency is all about explaining simple things and complex things. But in an interesting way, that's the key, telling stories. That's why you enjoy the story time so much, right? Your brain kind of gets in the moment, right? And you're actually seeing what the person is talking about. You need to develop this skill. The second reason why this daily practice is so important is it encourages you to recall memories and structure your storytelling. Man, I love when my students start telling stories. I can see the light in their eyes. I can see those listening, my other students, listening to their stories, and they're fully engaged. This is what English fluency is all about, explaining simple things and complex things in an interesting way. Here's the third reason why this is so important. It enhances your ability to connect events and details coherently. Many times, as an English learner, you learn words, you learn expressions, you learn phrases, but you're not necessarily sure how to connect the dots or how to use them in certain conversations. Doing this daily practice of telling a story about something that happened the day before, my friend, is going to enhance your English fluency and help you connect events. Here is daily practice number 4. Find a news article, a blog post, or a social media post, and give your opinion about the topic. We're living in an age where technology can be found everywhere. You have a cell phone, you have a tablet, you have a computer, you have so many different tech things that you can use. Go online, find an article, find a blog, find a social media post, and give your opinion on the topic. You can give your opinion by speaking to someone else. You can look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You can record a video of yourself giving your opinion, or you can just write it down. But it's important for you to find a news article, blog post, or social media post and give your opinion. Remember, English fluency, say it with me, is all about explaining or giving your opinion on simple things, good job, and complex things in an interesting way. So, 3 reasons why this is so important. Here we go. The first reason is it expands your vocabulary and, listen closely, understanding of current events. This is so important. You want to get in conversations, right? And you want to speak with confidence. So, you have to be aware of what's going on. When you're online, you see maybe there's something in politics, maybe there's something in sports. Right now, when this video is going live, I think the Olympics is still going on, right? You want to have a good understanding of what's happening, and you want to make sure you're giving your opinion on these events. English fluency, reason number 2. This encourages you to think critically and to form opinions. My goal as your English teacher is to help you learn how to think in English, how to organize your thoughts, how to formulate your opinions. This practice of finding an article, a post, or a social media post and giving your opinion will develop this skill and enhance your English fluency. Here's reason number 3. This improves your skills in articulating your thoughts and arguments. How frustrating is it when you have an idea, you have an opinion, but because of your English fluency, you're not able to get it out? It's frustrating, right? I've watched students trying to get out their ideas. I could tell by looking in their eyes that they had an opinion, but for some reason, they weren't able to formulate their idea. They weren't able to put it into words. Doing this on a daily basis, my friend, is going to truly improve your English fluency. Here's daily practice number 5. Write a journal entry. Listen closely about your day. You see behind me, if you're watching this, I have tons of journals. And if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I always say I write a lot. I write out my ideas. I write out my plans, because there's something that happens when you put things on paper. So each day, I want you to write a journal entry about your day. It doesn't have to be long. You can spend maybe 2 minutes writing the highlights of your day. Right? It doesn't have to be long in the beginning, but as time goes on, you'll begin to write longer. And you might be asking, Lara, my goal is to speak English fluently. Why am I writing? Because remember, in order to speak English fluently, you have to think first. So as you're writing, you're organizing your thoughts. Woo! I love this. You're organizing your thoughts, which means when you go to speak to somebody the next day and they say, "Hey, how was your day yesterday?" Your brain is like, "Oh, we got this covered. We already organized our thoughts and wrote it down." And you'll start saying exactly how your day was. Why? Because of this daily practice. Here are 3 other reasons why this is so important. The very first reason is it reinforces your writing skills and your sentence structure. Your goal is to speak English fluently with confidence, right? You want to speak in a good way. This will help you improve your writing skills, of course, and improve your sentence structure. Reason number 2. It encourages you to reflect on your experiences and express yourself. I don't want you to see English as just a subject, right? Just something you're learning. I want you to experience English. I want you to feel like English is a tool in your toolkit, and you can use it whenever you want, in a way that makes you proud of yourself. So again, this daily practice, writing in a journal, encourages you to think about your life, your experiences, and how you can speak about them in English. Here's reason number 3. It provides a record of your progress and areas for improvement. This is something that I want you to pay close attention to as you're on this journey, right? There are going to be some hiccups, some mistakes you make, but if you can recognize your mistakes, you'll be able to correct them. So writing in your journal each and every day will give you the opportunity to see, this is something I'm struggling with. Let me work on this more. Or, I made this mistake yesterday. Let me fix this. So this is a very important daily practice. Again, write a journal entry about your day. All right, now let's move on to daily practice number 6. Daily practice number 6. Watch a 10-minute video about a topic that interests you. Now, we are all familiar with YouTube because if you're watching this video, you're on YouTube, right? So find a 10-minute video. Now, I want you to pay close attention. This video does not need to be about English. One more time, this video does not need to be about English. Yeah, that's right. Instead, I want it to be about a topic that interests you, and it happens to be delivered in English. For example, I like cycling, I love cooking, etc. So when I was in South Korea, I would watch cooking programs where they were speaking Korean. It wasn't about the Korean language. It was about my interest, cooking, and they were speaking Korean. You need to find a video, a 10-minute video, about whatever topic interests you, but make sure they are native English speakers. Why is this such an important daily practice? Here's the first reason why this is so important. It enhances your listening skills and comprehension. Never forget that your English fluency is not just about what you're saying. It's about how you're processing information, how you're organizing your thoughts, and formulating your ideas. Think about a child. A child doesn't speak as soon as it comes out of the womb. It's constantly listening. It's constantly trying to comprehend. And then all of a sudden, one day, Dad. One day, Mama. These things happen after the child has been listening and comprehending. The same is true for you. If your goal is to speak English fluently, you must first master this. Watch a 10-minute video, and this will help your listening skills and comprehension. Reason number 2. It introduces you to new vocabulary and expressions. I mentioned earlier that I love to cook, right? And I would watch Korean cooking programs because I love to cook. Whenever they would mention a step that I was familiar with, and I knew the words for in English, I would all of a sudden perk up. Wait a minute. Ah, this is how you describe this step in Korean. I was learning new words, learning new expressions, learning new phrases in a natural environment. This is what we want you to do. A daily practice. Here we go. Reason number 3. This keeps your learning engaging and relevant to your interests. One of my goals as your English teacher is to truly help you fall in love with English, to take the stress away, to remove the frustration, to remove the difficulties that you've been experiencing on your English journey. I want you to enjoy learning English. So, when you watch a video about something you're interested in, it won't be boring. Why? Because you are interested in the topic. Let's move on. Daily practice number 7. Number 7 is another good one. Repeat 5 sentences from the video you watched. I'll say it again. Repeat 5 sentences from the video you watched. So, you found the YouTube video, you watched it, right? Then you're going to go back, watch it again. As you're watching it, when you hear a sentence that interests you, pause it, write that sentence down, or repeat immediately after the person. Again, you want to repeat 5 sentences from the video you watched. Why is this such an important daily practice? Here's the first reason. Reason number 1. It improves your pronunciation and intonation. When I was living in South Korea, many times, honestly, almost every time, when I would speak, if the person couldn't see my face, if I was on the phone or maybe I was sitting behind them, they thought I was Korean. Why? Because of my pronunciation and my intonation. How did I master these two things? By watching videos of Koreans speaking about topics I was interested in. Listen, I know what you're going through. I went through the same thing when I was learning Korean, and my goal is to help you overcome this challenge. So, reason number 1, it improves your pronunciation and your intonation. Reason number 2, it reinforces new vocabulary and sentence structures. Why? Because you're saying it. you're repeating the sentence. So your brain says, oh, okay, I guess this is going into our database. Reason number 3, it enhances your memory and recall through repetition. This is again going to help you improve your English fluency. Let's move on now to daily practice number 8. Daily practice number 8 is learn one new English vocabulary word. Just one. Figure out an English vocabulary word that you want to master and learn that word. You might ask, Lara, why just one word? Here we go. Reason number 1, it expands your vocabulary incrementally, right? It uses this method of, hey, let's be consistent. It's okay. It's not too much. One word today. You can master that word and you'll continue doing it. Reason number 2, it encourages you to develop the habit of continuous learning. Not overwhelming, easy to be consistent because it's one vocabulary word a day. Reason number 3, it provides you with a sense of achievement and progress. Wow. This month, I have learned 30 new English vocabulary words that I can actually use to express myself. Because remember, English fluency is all about expressing simple things and complex things in an interesting way. This is why this daily practice is so important. Daily practice number 9. Write down something that you are proud of related to your English journey. I'm going to say this one more time. Write down something that you are proud of related to your English journey. I want you to stay till the end because I'm going to tell you a story that is related to this daily practice, something that I experienced as well. Why is it so important for you to write down something that you are proud of? I want us to look at reason number 1. This boosts your motivation and your self-confidence. I want you to pay attention. Learning English is not easy. It is a challenge, it is difficult, and sometimes I know it can be frustrating. You get down on yourself if you make a mistake when you're speaking to someone, if you can't remember a word, if someone else speaks better than you. All of a sudden, you might feel discouraged. But when you remember how far you've come, how many new words you've learned, how many new expressions, how many new idioms, how much you have learned, you'll feel more motivated. You'll feel more confident. You'll realize that nothing is impossible for you. So, it's important to every day write down something you're proud of. Why? I learned a new word today. Man, I said hi, and I had a short conversation with a native English speaker today. I practiced with my friend today. Write down something you are proud of related to your English journey. Reason number 2, it encourages you to reflect positively on your progress. And again, I'm saying this because I totally understand. It's so easy to feel discouraged. It's so easy to kind of have this negative voice in your head when you've been studying a language for so long and you don't seem to be making progress. It's very easy to feel discouraged. I don't want you to go through that anymore. Write down something you're proud of each and every day. Reason number 3, it helps you set and achieve personal learning goals. Your goal is to speak English fluently, and you have to track your progress, track your journey. I guarantee, my friend, I guarantee, as you follow these daily practices, you can do all 9, or you can choose which ones you like. You will improve your English fluency. I'll talk to you in the next lesson. You still there? You know what time it is? It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. All right. The last daily practice that I mentioned was to write something that you are proud of in relation to your English journey. As I was explaining that practice to you, I thought about my journey with Korean and also my journey with getting a master's degree in Korea in Oriental painting. I've mentioned before that it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Learning Korean, getting a degree, going to graduate school in Korea, and everything being in Korean. Passing my degree, passing my, master's degree test, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do during the process. Right before I took my exam, it took me 3 tries to pass. Again, I understand your struggles. I understand your frustration. It's not easy to fail. It's not easy to not make the progress you'd like to. But I remember, and I was reflecting on, right before I took my exam the 3rd time, I had to actually come back to America and spend 6 months, day and late into the evening, just studying every day except Saturdays. I would go to church on Saturdays and spend it with my family and God. Outside of that time, I was studying. Man, it was hard. It was hard. I had this notebook. It's kind of like a sketchbook with white paper inside of it. And I'm an artist, so I would use that sketchbook as I was studying. If I was studying about a war, I would write notes, of course, in Korean. And then I would draw out what I was actually studying. And this notebook was filled with pictures and text, trying to figure out how I could pass this test. So I was using this method. Fast forward, I passed the test. God is good. I was so excited. And I was, cleaning things up and packing boxes. And this is maybe a few years after. I held the notebook in my hand. This is my cell phone, but imagine it's a notebook. I held it in my hand because I was trying to purge and, clean up and everything. I was about to throw it away because I passed the test, but I looked at it and I said, I'm never throwing this away because this is proof that I worked hard. This is proof that I made the progress I wanted to. This is proof that hard work pays off. Many times, we need to see the proof of our past achievements. We need to see how far we've come because it's so easy as human beings to forget. And I still have that notebook. It's actually in a box in a closet in my home, and I'll never throw it out because it's a reminder that when you put your mind to something, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. So I want to encourage you. I really want to encourage you. I understand. I know that it's not easy to study English. I know that there are times when you feel down. I know that there are times you feel discouraged, but trust me, you can and will achieve your English goals. I hope this lesson helped you, and I'll talk to you next time.